going on, everybody? Check it out, man. I'm Rob Bodie. I'm in Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave, and this is Spotlight 39, coming to you live just like we do pretty much every Monday through Thursday at or around 8 p.m. Look, man, I got a super special guest. He's not a student athlete, but he knows the game, man. He knows it inside and out. We're going to talk about it, give you guys some tips and tricks, and just talk football, man. So it's going to be a great conversation. Make sure you tap in, stay through the duration, man, because you don't want to miss anything. That being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's what it's all about. That's how we grow with YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up. Otherwise, YouTube won't even recognize this thing, and it's all for nothing, man. Comment during this broadcast. We can do some Q&A if you got some questions for Coach. You can certainly ask, and he'll respond. You want to show him some love, do that too, man. So let me plug the Darius Minor Foundation. That's what this thing's all about. dm39.org. That's the website. It's got all the information. Every strong athlete needs a strong heart. We've got a huge fundraising campaign right now. What better way to kick off the holiday season than to win a PlayStation 5 for as little as $1 per raffle ticket? You could own a PlayStation 5 while helping out a fantastic cause. Like I said, every strong athlete needs a strong heart. So help us take this message across the country, man. Help us raise awareness. Help us save some lives. That's what it's all about. So without further ado, man, let's get into the show. Let's find out who the special guest is. What's going on, my man? How you feeling?
Man, thank you for having me, bro. This is I'm super honored and excited to be able to share your platform, man, talk football and, you know, hopefully shed some amazing information that's going to be extremely impactful for the next generation, man, and kind of teach them all the things that we wish we knew when we were coming up. But for those who all do not know, my name is Coach Aaron. I run Respect and Honor Academy. I'm based in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area. Specifically Prince George's County, which is home of a lot of talented people, man.
PG County, baby.
Yeah, you know that. I specifically train quarterbacks. We've been in existence since 2017, and I've done everything from coaching in Elite 11 to work alongside some of, the top quarterback trainers in the country, work with some of your favorite NFL quarterbacks that you see on Sundays. So, I'm just extremely blessed. We've been able to do some amazing things in a short amount of time, and I'm just looking to take it further.
All right, look, man. So I gotta address the elephant in the room. You're in Maryland.
Yes.
But you got a Cleveland Browns banner
No.
low key hanging in the background.
No heart. Absolutely.
Look,
Let's see we're going to the Super Bowl, bro. Like this is all year.
I hope so, man, because I put the money line on the Browns almost like
should.
literally the day after the Super Bowl. I put a $10 bet in hopes that I'm gonna turn it into 1,000. We'll see how that works out, man. Let's go Browns, right?
100%.
It's all good. So, man, look, let's do this thing, man. Let's learn a little bit about your journey, right? So let's start there. I think that's a good starting point. Walk us through your journey as to, did you play high school football, right? Did you jump into it in college? Did you not play football at all and just figure this thing out on your own and decide to become a QB trainer? I don't think that's what it is, but you tell me, man. Walk us through your journey.
Yeah. So started playing football when I was 12 years old, I want to say. 11, 12 years old. I was around in the 6th grade. Played all the way up throughout my youth. And like most young people, I had dreams of going to the NFL. There wasn't really a plan B or a second option. It was NFL or nothing. And so went throughout high school, was a pretty decent athlete, had some Division I AA type looks, but I didn't have the grades to match along with it, So because of that, I qualified for clearinghouse, but I didn't get accepted into a lot of the schools that were giving me, potential offer-like situations. So I actually bounced around from school to school. I went to a total of 4 different colleges pursuing this football dream. Yeah, man. So I went to 2 JUCOs. I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, and then I graduated from Towson in 2015. And so, chasing the football dream, but when it didn't happen for me, that was a really difficult time for me. Really trying to figure out how to transition into quote unquote civilian life, right? From the time I was a child all the way up till I was about 19, the goal had only ever been NFL. And so I never really took the time to develop myself outside of the sport. So when the sport was taken away, I didn't really know what to do next. And so I bounced around from odd job to odd job when I graduated, just trying to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. one day I was working security. I was on post. I've told the story before, but I was standing on post for 12 hours, and I was like, man, this isn't really what I felt in my heart that I was put on this earth to do. So
For sure.
I walked off post, grabbed 5 sheets of paper, and I wrote down all my dreams, goals, and aspirations. And I just kind of started to put the picture into play. And so what I realized was, just very common amongst a lot of like former teammates and just other athletes that I know. It's really hard to kind of decide what to do next once football is taken away from you, because no one really kind of walks us through the process. And so I thought, all right, well, what if I could create a program that not only stressed the athletic side of it, but develop kids off the field as well, and help them develop what we call their, true identity outside of athletics. And so that's when I came up with the idea for Respect and Honor Academy. So outside of doing football specific training, we do character development courses, resume building seminars, financial literacy, small business development, entrepreneurship training. We take kids on college tours where we really focus on developing kids outside of the sport. So that way,
Love
when
it.
that time comes, not if, it's an easier transition than for what it was when I had to go through it, 10 years ago. And so we've seen like just great response from kids kids in our area. We've serviced over 2,000 kids in the DMV. We have over 300 kids in college right now. And it's just a blessing because it's grown. We started this back in 2017, and the type of reach and impact we've been able to have is just truly a blessing. And
Yeah.
so that's,
So, well, let me
mhm,
let me stop you there, man. So when you say reach, you threw out some big numbers, right? So
yeah.
with that, how have you been able to grow, your platform to that level to where you're touching that many people?
Yeah, 100%. Man, we've done so many things from uh, back to school drives. We've done things from manhood seminars where we've literally gone around to high schools in the DC, Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area and pulled kids. We've had guest speakers from Marcus Ogden, who's a younger brother of Jonathan Ogden, Hall of Fame left tackle.
Yes,
We've had
sir.
LaRon McClain, who played fullback for the Baltimore Ravens. He came
Yep.
out. We've had other NFL players and collegiate athletes come, and we've talked to these kids about, what's the definition of a man? What is your role in today's society? How do you handle stress and mental fatigue and things of that nature? We've done like I said, college tours, where we've literally rented buses and packed them up with kids and gone on different schools. In 2019, before COVID hit, we hit a total of 15 colleges, and that was just giving kids exposure and showing them that it is possible for you to be here. It's hard to sometimes aspire to be something if you don't have an example. And so to be able to put kids in these real life situations where they could walk on a campus and act as if they're a student, you could just see the level of excitement that was on their face. And you could
Yep.
see, when their parents would talk to us and talk about how their child came home and they were excited about school, they were excited about, their education, whereas in the past maybe they were a little bit reluctant to go into sport. I mean, I'm sorry, to actually like dive into their school work. We've just been able to see a huge jump. And so it's been great. We've been able to build a network. We've had kids who have gone throughout our program who reach back and mentor the younger guys that's in the program. And we just want to continue to build it out.
Yeah, man. So tons of community involvement. You mentioned, drives and guest speakers, man. That goes a long way. You put somebody, of NFL caliber in front of, student athletes, man. It's like, that pro, whether they still play or not, has a cape on, right? They look at that person as like Superman, Batman, some sort of superhero, man. So that's why I always try to tell the kids that anytime that you can give back to the community as a student athlete, right? And you can, be involved with the youth. If you're dealing with 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, man, they're going to look at you as a superhero, and they're going to remember the things that you taught them, even though they're that young. And
Uh,
it just really sticks with them and goes with them, throughout life, man. So that's super cool, as far as what you got going on, man. So with that, how can people find you, right? How can they locate you? How can they sign up for your program? How can they join your program? Is there a cost associated with it? Like, where are we at with that?
yeah, man. So they can follow me personally on all social media at Coach Aaron RHA. It says it right there underneath the box of me. Our company social media is at RH Academy _. And then they can visit us online for all information and details about our program, www.therhacademy.org. So that's
Perfect.
THERHacademy.org.
And the best part is, it's already in the bottom ticker. So it's scrolling
That's
the
good.
entire show. So very easy to find all across social media. Definitely want to tap into him, see what he's got going on, man. So what do you have coming up? What are some things that we can look forward to, from RH?
Yeah. So we actually have. I'm teaming up with a good friend of mine, Rock Carmichael. He's putting together a great
Hold on, hold on, hold
showcase.
on, hold on, hold on. Shout
You
out
know,
to my
Rock.
man Rock. Shout out to
Hey,
my guy, man. So you put on a
absolutely.
showcase. Hold on. December 19th. It's
I
it's
will be
just
there.
outside of Bowie. It's in
I will be
Maryland.
there. Hmm.
Your boy Rob Odie's going to be in the building. Spotlight 39. I'm
I love it.
there. I committed yesterday. We waiting on the new graphic to have the logo. So shout out to
Yep.
my man Rock. Shout out to my man Coach Glover with Game Day Recruits. Right,
Hmm.
doing real big things. Coming to Maryland. Let the DMV show out, man. Where's everybody skill set? Let's see it. Let's put it on
Man,
the line, man. Let's get you the exposure you deserve. I had to pause you right there, man. Go ahead.
a 1,000%, man. Rock is that's a genuine guy. Like
Yes,
seriously,
sir.
that's a genuine guy who I will in a second go to war with. You know what I mean? Like he really wears his heart on his sleeve. He does so much for these kids. You know, behind the scenes, on the scenes, I've seen him invest. You know, his capital into really putting kids in situations to win. And so he's definitely a person who I rock with. You know, no pun intended, but like he's a great guy. I'm about to say December 19th. You know, he has his showcase, the 1% showcase. I'll actually be there coaching quarterbacks. So any QBs out there, I can't wait to work with you and see what you're all about. We have our QB showcase that's coming up. It hasn't been promoted heavily yet, but we're looking at doing that either January or February.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of big things popping off, man. Right now, my main focus is getting kids ready as they're transitioning into the off season, getting them ready for the camp circuit we're about to hit. You know, to make sure that they're able to get out there, get in front of schools, and put their best foot forward to get that real honest evaluation. So that's really what my focus is. You know, I understand that the DMV is underrepresented when it comes to quarterback play, and my goal is to change that. So I understand the more access I get to platforms like yourself, and I get to coaching all these different national camps, the more attention I could bring back to this region that has so much talent, but for whatever reason gets kind of slighted. So that's really kind of what my mission is right now, and we're just gonna continue to see it through.
I love it, man. So look, we get to formally meet because I will be in the building. I'll be doing some. I'll be doing some. Some one-on-one interviews. I'll be
I
doing
love it.
all kinds of film, man. So if you're there, tap in. It's gonna be a good
Yes,
day.
sir.
I'll be in Virginia Beach the day before with
Okay.
Coach Glover and Rock. For the game day recruits showcase that they got in Virginia Beach on the 18th, and then I come to
Yeah.
Maryland for the 19th, man. So a little bit of travel, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Right around holidays, and then I got to take a break, man, because look,
Yeah.
January is around the corner, and that's when all the 7-on-7 start. So
Yep.
you gonna have your hands tied with that. Do you mess with 7-on-7 at all?
So I haven't gotten too involved with it. I have in the past. Typically I kind of just wherever there's a good program, I'll just send kids there. But I know Rock, like I said, he does great work with the 1%. You have Team Flex; they're really big in Maryland. They
Yep.
do a really big tournament at Wise High School. Rap over there, he does a really good job with Team Flex. So those are the two main programs that I support. No disrespect to any other ones, but those are just the two main ones that I really know about
Okay.
that do a lot of great work.
Good deal, man. So look, man, we've been chopping it for what, almost 20 minutes. Let's kind of shift gears, man. Let's give
Yeah,
the kids some feedback, some tips. If you're a high school student athlete, right, you're coming in freshman year. What are some things that you learned that you would do differently, or that you would like to share, with the student athletes now looking to go through this process and live out, that D1 college, next level, D2, D3, JUCO. I don't care what it is, man. College football is college football. It's an
yeah,
opportunity for an education and playing next level ball. So, what would you say to these kids, man, that want to go through this process? Good, bad, or indifferent. Give it to them.
man, take your academics seriously. Like and you hear it, and every kid they hear it and they roll their eyes, but no, seriously, like colleges look at your ninth through 11th grade year. Those are the main prime years that they pay attention to, your ninth, 10th, and 11th grade year. And what happens is you see a lot of kids with a ton of talent who kind of slack off in those early years, and then they think, well, if I get serious my senior year, then that's going to pull my GPA up, and that's not the case. Like your GPA is like a credit score. That's the best advice I can give. It's easy as crap to drop.
That is
It's
well said.
but it's very hard to pull up.
Yeah.
So your GPA is like a credit score, man. Do the right things early. If you need assistance off the field with tutoring, get that because it's imperative. Next thing I would say is make sure you register for clearinghouse. A lot of kids are unfamiliar with NCAA clearinghouse, and essentially what it is, it's a grading scale. So the lower your GPA is, the higher your SAT has to be. The higher your GPA, the lower your SAT has to be. But every athlete has to qualify for NCAA clearinghouse to be able to play NCAA sports. And so, you'll see kids where they get recruited, they do the whole nine, they don't register for clearinghouse, they don't qualify to play, and then they can't, accept a scholarship. So don't be in that situation because you didn't do what was necessary for you to get to that point. Next thing I would say, man, is just be a good person. In this day and age with social media and just the way the world is, watch what you put out, watch what you like, watch what you retweet, because even if you didn't post it, if you liked it, it's the same as you tweeting it yourself. So
Hey,
just
let me
be
pause
very,
you right there. Hold on. Let me hold that thought because look,
yeah,
Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, those are very hot topics as well.
yeah,
That's not necessarily the recruiting avenue, but there are still eyes there. So be
mhm,
very mindful what you post on those. Even though you're having a
mhm,
lot of fun, have the fun, but make sure it's clean and respectful because there are eyes everywhere. Just had to make that, public service announcement because a lot of dudes like to put a lot of, fun clout type,
yeah,
type stuff. I'm not sure what the terminology is these days, man, but they like to put things out there for attention, which is
yeah,
fine. Just make sure it's for the right reasons and it's clean because there are eyes everywhere outside of Twitter. So go ahead.
100%. And everybody talks. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you really kind of said it perfectly. Like, just monitor what you put out there. If I remember one time we did a seminar with kids, and so what we did was we had a like a projector screen that was up, and essentially we just randomly picked kids' Twitters, and then we took tweets and we put it big on top of the wall. And kids who were super embarrassed and they were like, man, can you take that down? And it's like, no, you put it out there,
You put it
it's
for the
fair
world to
game.
see.
Yeah. If I can see it, then that college that you're interested in, they can see it as well. And so then we saw a lot of kids going back and deleting stuff. But once it's out there, it's out there. So again, man, just be really mindful of that. And then again, man, just genuinely, if we're talking about off the field stuff, man, be a genuine person. Like, good things happen to good people. So it's like, be a genuine person, work hard, show up to work every day, don't make excuses, and you'll be fine.
Look, man, that's some strong words right there. I thoroughly back you 110%, man, because that's academics and social media mindsets. If you don't have the right social media mindset, you can destroy your dreams of playing next level ball. If you don't have the academics, you're going to destroy your dream of playing next level ball. So you got to have everything, man. All the puzzle pieces have to fit together. It's a business, right? I mean, we've very quickly learned that college football is a business, and now
Absolutely.
kids can get paid for their likeness, which is a whole other topic for another day. Which I think is good and bad, depending upon how you look at it. But nonetheless, it's even that much more important these days. So, what else you got for 'em, man? What other topics we want to touch on while we got some people?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we can talk about how to form a highlight tape. Like, that's a big one.
Let's
I have
talk
a
it.
lot of Yeah, man. Like, it's especially for my QBs. Like, I have a lot of kids that they send me their film online and they ask me to review it and critique it, so on and so forth. And you can actually click my link in my bio and I actually review kids' film. So feel free to do that. But if we're talking quarterbacks, man, well, really any position. Number one, understand this: that college coaches get hundreds of thousands of film a day. So number one, if your highlight tape is 9 minutes long, the likelihood of him watching that is very, very rare. So with that being said, put your most exciting plays first.
Top
Period.
three.
Top three, man. If your top three plays, if you wouldn't watch that and say I want to offer this guy, then you need to either rearrange them or wait till you get some more exciting film. Now, if that's all that you have, then cool, put it out. But again, we might want to add something additional to that, maybe a pro day type workout or something of that nature, just to kind of like spice it up a little bit. With my quarterbacks, sequencing is everything when it comes to the types of throws that you showcase on your film. So a lot of kids, they think that college coaches want to see them throw 60-yard passes 10 times in a row. That's not the case. All right.
No, sir.
Once a college coach sees one fly, one non-ball, he's seen them all. So you really want to show a variety of throws early. So I typically have an order. I want one deep ball. That's number one. My second pass is an intermediate pass. My third pass is you rolling out, whether we're going right or left, and then the fourth one is a run. If you have a run, a good run play on your film, and then literally just repeat that sequence. So we're going deep to intermediate, off platform left, off platform right, and then we run it, and just kind of repeat that. And then also, man, understand this. Like I said earlier, college coaches get hundreds of thousands of film a day. So if you DM a coach one time and he doesn't respond, it's a numbers game. Like you have to continue putting your film out there. Continue sending, professional typed messages to go along with your DM.
Very important.
Very important.
A lot of times, look, hold on. I tell you what, man, kids message me day in and day out. For whatever reason, they assume that I'm a college coach. For some Power 5 program, even though it clearly says Spotlight 39 podcast. But they reach out and they say, what's up, coach?
Yep.
This is Johnny. And check out my film. It's pure fire. And I'm like, Johnny, if I was a coach,
I wouldn't do it.
I'm not watching it. Because you got zero professionalism when it comes to how you present yourself, man. So when I have kids on the show, I make it a point to make sure that, we talk about grades because obviously that's a big deal. But then we transition to the end of the show, which is the most important when we talk about them as a person outside of the game. So we get a nice snapshot of what their character is and what it looks like and what they represent off the field, man. So, that's huge. And then, like you said, with the film, I got a Tuesday show where we bang out highlight film live on the show for about 2 hours. Last night, me and my co-host, Coach McCann, was joined by Fat Chris, a.k.a. Christian Miller, a.k.a. #1 quarterback in the nation, right? A.k.a. non-quarterback. Defensive lineman out of Cedar Grove, Georgia, Adidas All-American. Man, that was a mouthful, but nonetheless, he deserved it because he got that All-American jersey just a little bit ago. So shout out to my man, Fat Chris, and all the accomplishments that he's had. I had his story about a year ago, man. It's crazy. It was deep. How he got to where he's at is next level. And we're going to follow up, once he makes his big commitment at the All-American game. But anyway, man, that's what we do on Tuesday nights. We watch film. We give real feedback. We try to let these kids know that, look, we're going to do the 3-play rule. We're going to watch the first 3 plays. If it keeps our attention, we're going to keep watching it. If not, we're going to cut it. We're going to give you feedback, and we're going to keep it moving. And another piece of that, man, is slow motion. How do you feel about slow motion? Because I'll tell you what, slow motion is a no-go.
No. Do not put plays in slow motion. Do not. First of all, it's irritating. It delays the film watching process, and it's a sign of immaturity. So,
that's it.
I get it. Like, you want to do the slow-mo for your friends on social media, but, those aren't the people that we're trying to impress.
That's Instagram. Put that on Instagram, right?
That's Instagram. That's for your homeboy to put 17 fire emojis underneath. That's not for a college coach that you're trying to get a scholarship from. So no slow motion clips. Also, quarterbacks. Everybody knows you're the quarterback. You do not have to put a circle over yourself before every play. You don't have to put the dog and all that, the lightning striking from the sky.
Look, man, Huddle's doing too much these days, man.
You don't have to do that.
They let emojis in. They done messed up.
Yeah, they let emojis. Literally, I saw a kid. I was watching the film the other night. He put a dog over himself.
Man, look, that was last night. We had dogs. We had titles, with like little gifs or or whatever they're called. And I'm like, man, what is Huddle doing right now?
Yeah, it's too much. So it's again, attention spans are quick. So if you're the quarterback, they know you play quarterback. They know where you're lined up at every single play. All right, just right into the clips. Make sure your sequencing is good.
Unless you run in the Philly special, don't put the circle around you as a quarterback. And now, if you lined up as receiver, about to catch something in the corner of the end zone, maybe we want to recognize that.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, when it comes to film, man, that's really the best advice I can give. With receivers,
so check it out. Yeah, I was gonna say, man. I know you big on the QBs, man. But we had a question come through. And hopefully my guy's still with us, Mr. Blizzard. He said, what about running backs? How should he line up his film with running backs? So I would suggest, first and foremost, join us on a Tuesday night and we can review your film live. But secondly, my opinion goes right back to what we just said, man. First three plays, you want to have your first three bangers, and if you got three house calls, that's perfect, right? Where we see agility, we see you hit the gap, right? Follow your blocks, make sure that the vision's there, the IQ's there, and ultimately, man, if you got a special teams play, special teams is a big deal. Coaches love special teams, man, because you coming into college, there's a strong chance you're not going to be the number one running back on the team, right? I mean, you could be, but the reality is you're probably not. You're gonna have to earn that, right? So you're probably gonna play a little bit of special teams. So if you got some big special team plays, you want to mix that in early. That way, that can be seen as well. But what are your thoughts on non-quarterback? Maybe specifically since he asked a running back, how should he line up his film in your opinion?
No, I agree with everything you just said, and of course, if you have some good pass blocking on there, like showcase pass blocking too, man. Like that's great. If you working through progressions with your pass blocking, like scan left to right, scan right to left, and you showcase your footwork moving like that to be able to make the block, that's great. Definitely agree 1000% with the special teams. Showing your physicality with special teams and showing your hustle. And yeah, man, if you have home run hitters, plays where you're moving the pile, plays where you're able to showcase your agility, your balance, things like that. By all means, man, you want to again put all that stuff early in your tape to catch a coach's attention, so that way he's likelier to watch it all the way through. You don't. I had a kid who saved his best plays for last, and I'm like, bro, that's not the way you want to do it.
Man, they'll never see him.
They're never going to see him, man. Like literally, you got 3 to 5 plays. If it doesn't catch their attention, then they move on. Also, I would say do not I get the reason behind it, but do not over exaggerate your height and your weight. Like that's not.
Hold up, or your 40 time.
Yeah, or your 40 time.
Because man, you say you 4'5", that film better show you 4'5", man.
I've had a kid. I had a kid send me film, and you could tell that he tried to speed it up as he was breaking for his long run. And the reason why I was able to figure it out was because you could see the referee.
You see the old lineman running a 4'5" at that point, right?
Yeah. I saw the referee sprint down the field. I'm like, hold on now, like something doesn't look right. And so then I could tell that he tried to speed it up. So it's like definitely don't do that. If you're 5'10", don't say you're 6'2.5". If you weigh 170, don't say you're 215. Like these things show. So, and the last thing you want is a coach to have one type of image of you, then he sees you in person and it's something else. So, I get if you're 6 foot and you say 6'1.5" or 6'1", I get that. But if you're 6 foot, don't say.
You give yourself the half, right? You can round up.
I'm all for that, but don't if you're 5'11", don't say you're 6'3".
Yeah, man. Unless you showing up to camp, wearing some platform cleats, don't do it. You know what I mean? So let's do this, man. Let's for the folks that are still tapped in, man, we'll open it up. We'll give you an opportunity. If you've got a question, throw it in the chat box now. We'll get to it before we jump off here. But while we wait to see if anybody has any questions, man, I'm gonna hand you the floor. Freestyle, whatever you got to do. Whatever you want to shout out, whether it be shout out people that's helped you along your path, or just any other tips, tricks, knowledge, man. It's kind of an open forum. We just having a grown man conversation. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I mean, shoot, as far as people who have assisted me on my journey, man, like I said, I bounced around from school to school. I wasn't a 5-star recruit. I didn't play in the NFL or anything like that. But I've trained 5-star recruits and I've trained NFL people. And so, I have to give that props and that praise to my mentors who brought me into the game. That was Jordan Palmer and Quincy Avery, 2 people who really kind of paved the way for quarterback training to become as notable as it has become, but were really had their hands open and kind of took me under their wings and kind of showed me the ropes. So I'm very appreciative of them too. To go from wanting to be a QB coach to coaching the Elite 11 beside both of them, like that was something that really was a dream come true. For QBs who aspire to reach high levels, man, commit yourself to the process. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Just because you see a person who's a 5-star recruit and has 30 offers, whatever the case may be. You don't know what they had to do to get to where it is that they're at. The
That's
last thing
it.
you want to do is sit there and judge yourself based off of someone else's accomplishments. Really kind of just hone in on your skills, zero in on you, show up to work every single day, and put yourselves in positions to be successful. Don't play the victim, be the victor. And surround yourself with people that can help and assist you on your journey. Not people that just sell pipe dreams, but people who are really, willing to invest time and resources into you. And then when it's your opportunity, man, go out there and ball. Like whether you in a quarterback competition, whether you're a senior, you didn't start this year, and now you're freaking out because you don't know about how you're going to get film, whatever. Like, your journey is your journey. Just commit yourself to it. When opportunities present themselves, take advantage of it. Don't turn your nose down on anything, and I promise you, with the right amount of consistency, it really can happen for you. It's things that I've been blessed to do that, within 5 years, that I thought would take me 10 plus years to be able to achieve.
Oh
Me and you
man, I
talked
can relate.
earlier. Yeah, I'm about to say, me and you talked earlier about, how the way you started out, and now you looking just a year later, what you've been able to do. I dreamt of coaching in the Elite 11, and that was something that I thought was going to happen 10 years from now. I did it this past year. It was like, it's possible. So, like, other advice I would give, man, just believe much bigger, much sooner. And as long as you have an obsessive work, ethic, and, you're doing it with the right type of intent behind what it is that you got going on, like, God really does open some amazing doors for you.
Look, we're gonna leave it right there, man. We got no questions that came in. You closed it out with the strongest words possible. So look, I appreciate you taking the time, jumping on. I know we done went back and forth, but you finally made it on, right? I think last time was my fault. Somehow it just slipped off my calendar, but we are here, and I appreciate you jumping on, sharing your story, sharing some knowledge. Just talking football, talking life. We're gonna do this thing a couple of more times, man. We got some other plans, man. So I'm gonna close this thing on my man Darius Minor like I do every single time. Tomorrow night, it's a big question mark. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be live doing a show or if I'm gonna make the trip and go catch a playoff game and do some game footage. That's a TBD. I'll let you know. Keep an eye on social medias. Till then, man, here's my man Darius Minor. I appreciate you.